Asher Brown Durand was born in Maplewood, New Jersey in 1796 to a mother and a father who was a watchmaker and a silversmith. At an early age, Durand gained his interest in engraving and eventually was known to be one of the greatest in America. He even took part in engraving the Declaration of Independence for John Trumbull in 1825. But in about 1830, his interest changed from engraving to oil painting, with encouragement of his patron Luman Reed. Durand spent summer after summer sketching in the Catskills and the White Mountains of New Hampshire, making hundreds of drawings and oil paintings, like this one.
First Harvest in the Wilderness, a painting by Asher B. Durand. A classic example of artwork by the Hudson River School. It depicts a vast wilderness and a small human presence. The small house in the back and areas that have been cleared for harvest show mankind making a place in a limitless frontier. The style of this painting exemplifies the ideal of naturalism in the form of landscape. This painting especially focuses on light. The attention to the light and shadows are key parts of the composition. The oil on canvas is very detailed, with a bright beam of light starting in the upper left corner and ending with the brighter dirt in the bottom right corner. Durand's use of light makes his artwork that much more stunning. The painting is oil on canvas, a medium of art that was very popular during the time of Durand. Near the bottom of the canvas, engraved on a rock, is the last name of Augustus Graham. Graham commissioned the painting and was a pioneer of the American art scene. By including the gravestone with the engraving of Graham's name, Durand immortalizes him, giving us something to remember: a man who forged the wilderness that was the emerging American art scene. This particular painting, however, is different than most of Durand's landscapes, because this one focuses on some conquering aspects of the wilderness, referenced by the name, First Harvest in the Wilderness. This landscape shows the relationship between mankind and the wilderness. The people who live in the place the painting is depicting have conquered the section of land and have made it produce the things they need in order to survive. The painting also shows an aspect of manifest destiny, which is the belief that the United States is destined to expand over the entire continent. The expansion of America has influenced many forms of art, but can especially be seen in this painting by Durand through the colonization of the land.
This piece by Durand is a perfect example of one of his American landscape paintings. The name of this painting is Progress, and it is yet another painting of Durand's interpretation of nature and its connection with man. Within this painting, there is a connection between forest and natives. This is located in the left-hand side of the painting. The natives appear to be lurking and watching the Europeans with interest. This, along with the title of the painting, promotes the bias that Americans had towards the natives and their way of life, seeing them as savage and against the change that the Europeans believed would benefit society. So by putting them in such a small part of the painting, it seems as though Durand is sort of brushing them aside, to say that they are small compared to the plan that the Europeans had to grow. My favorite part of this painting is the beautiful city that appears in the distant horizon. It almost glows with the amount of light that is portrayed onto it. Stated in an article on blogspot.com, this luminescence was thought to be an envisioning of the good and the justification of the progress path and enlightenment by God to do so. Many people saw this as a bold move by Durand to suggest that God justifies the colonization of the Europeans, but Durand was not shaken by his belief on this. As a whole, this painting could be seen as a sort of celebration of change, and by naming it Progress, Durand is showing a certainty in the continuing of the Europeans making their way across American soil. Both of these paintings show Durand's strong belief and justification of the colonization of Europeans in America, and give a very patriotic characteristic to Asher B. Durand and his art.